Alright everyone, just getting set up. Grab your drinks. We're going to be starting soon. Talking about Greek Religion by Walter Burkert. Alright, let's get this camera thing fixed. Look better now? Yeah. Alrighty. Move over here. So it looks like it's just me so far in the lounge. So while we're waiting, if you are on Twitch or on YouTube and you're in the chat, say hi. And let me pull up my notes and then we'll get started. Okie dokie. I have everything like a perfect way. A perfect way. Okay. So we are picking up, going from chapter 5, Polis and Polytheism. The section, I gotta see, make sure I look okay on here. Actually, I can make me a little bigger. Yeah, because this side's just the cover picture. Sorry, I had to sneeze. So section 1 is thought patterns in Greek polytheism. Now we did that last week. So we're actually going to be starting from section 2. Oops. Nope. I think I went too far. Okay, here's section, we said section 1, general considerations. We are doing section 1, part 2, doing the family of the gods. Here it is. So we're doing the family of the gods and the pillars of the gods. And yeah, that'll be today's section. I still have my dinner with me, so I need to eat. First, gonna do that. So what's really great about these sections is it goes through and shows, again, my favorite word, the juxtaposition as well as the similarities between the various deities. So the family of the gods. The Olympian gods appear as a family community. Look, y'all have heard me say it a bunch of times. I'll be like mom and dad, auntie and uncle, right? But neither the anthropomorphic pantheon itself nor the family of the gods is peculiar to Greek religion. What does distinguish the Greek and Homeric family of the gods is its compactness and clarity of organization. So it goes into what was this for? Oh, sorry. Here we go. Olympus. So that I just thought it was really interesting that they make the point. What is one of the things that distinguish the gods is how clearly everyone has like their different expertise, right? And we've talked about the expertise or the area that they cover being. You know, I just realized I didn't announce it in the book section. Like, we've talked about them overlapping, but it still says that their domain is this, right? I should have probably announced it. That would have been a good idea. But so yeah, it's that every deity has their particular area of like expertise. Let's see. The Olympian gods. Right here. The Olympian, this was so funny. I like die laughing. The Olympian gods can be comprised in the traditional number of 12. I love it says ought. Of 12, but these are not the same god multiplied 12 times as in Anatolia. On the contrary, the Greek gods make up a highly differentiated and no problem, Enlis. On the contrary, the gods make up a highly differentiated and richly contrasted group. Behavioral psychology has discovered that the football 11 represents the ideal group for human cooperation, not too large and not too small. Similarly, the 11 to 13 Olympian gods form a well-attuned team. The only thing I could think of after reading this was like, we need a soccer team, a football team with the gods, with like 2 of them playing alternates. I would like that to be done. Art peoples, please do that. So I'm just gonna take a second. Let me see. Do we have our minute? No, we don't have our minute. Do we have? I thought we had our 60-second bit here first. Let's see. I have all these buttons, you guys. Here we go. I want to add this. So we're going to take like a 30-second ad break so I can take a munch of my delicious chicken. And then we'll come right back and talk about the differentiations. All right, everyone, we are back. Hope everyone got a chance to have a snackies. Okay, so we are going. So I just put a note that I wanted to read through this, the primary differentiations. I love this part. The primary differentiations. We're gonna read a little bit here because it's very interesting. It goes through all of the deities. So we'll probably stop in between each of them. We'll see. So the primary differentiations are taken from the elementary family groupings: parents and children, male, female, indoor, outdoors, etc. Right? In the parents' generation, the couple Zeus and Hera, with a brother and sister Poseidon and Demeter, who assume roles of uncle and aunt. Poseidon boasts of equality of birth. He is intent on propriety and is easily offended. But nonetheless, important decisions are made behind his back. Hey, stick in the mud here won't let us do this. Let's just, like, not tell him. Demeter, who is also inclined to rage, seems like a widow to exist only for her daughter. The other daughters The other daughters are differentiated in terms of their relation to sexuality. Aphrodite, the allure and union of love in a person, does not really belong in a family circle and therefore can be given quite different primeval genealogy. There are no such doubts that about the position of Athena and Artemis, confirmed virgins in whom sexuality denied is transformed into aggression. I mean, that's kind of mean and, like, presumptuous. You don't know that they're not rage-filled because they're virgins or not. You don't know why. Okay? I'm just saying. Athena, always armed, belongs to the innermost center of the house, with her lamp and her work at the loom, while Artemis roams around outdoors, reaching to the very bounds of virginity and expressing her nature in hunting and dancing. I mean, yeah. At least they showed the other side of Artemis, besides her being like a meanie virgin lady. Come on. Close to each of these goddesses stands one of the divine sons, but in the case of the male, evaluation of the outdoors-indoors opposition is altered. Bleh. Athena's partner Hephaestus loses in status as a craftsman. Apollo, the twin brother of Artemis, becomes the ideal of powerful energy, beauty, and spirituality. Ares, the god of war, is an unpredictable outsider who has an intimate contact with Aphrodite. Outsiders, too, but in a different sense, are the gods who cross the boundary between the realm of the gods and the realm of the dead, like Hermes and Hecate. Finally, Dionysus is different also. That's right. Poor Dio. Finally, Dionysus is different altogether. At the opposite pole of the Olympian clarity and order, but for that very reason, he bears a complicated and fruitful relationship to the others. That's ridiculous. So, yeah, it's interesting because they talk about the similarities, of course, and then, just on the other side, there's always a tails to a head, I find, in Hellenism, and in a lot of things, but yeah, there's always the opposite side. And I mean, one of them for me, and I think when a lot of people think about, I didn't think like Artemis and I didn't think Athena and Hephaestus would be the opposite of each other, but usually and I think a lot of people think Athena and Ares, and so for me, and I definitely agree with that. They're both gods of war, but like I feel like Ares is like this passion, right? And he's the one, he's the ego, right? He's the one that'll go, rah, I'm gonna get him and fuck them, and I'm righteous and angry. I don't know. But and then there's Athena, who's like, all right, like we gotta plan this, like we plan a D&D game, all right, like everyone got their seats, yes, they one got their character cards, we know all the players, we know what's going on, we know where we're gonna be, like let's plan this shit out, and like make sure that whatever we're gonna do, we have like thoroughly thought out. Like Aries is that passion, and Athena is that temperance, right? So okay, so then we went to, did I say Pillars of the Gods? This is Pairs of the Gods. I wrote Pairs of the Gods. It's not supposed to say Pillars of the Gods. All right, in the notes. And remember, if you haven't read Greek religion, that's totally fine. You can always join us on stream, but you can also get a PDF copy of the book in our book club channel in the server. If you're not on the server, why not? Like all the fun is happening there. We do weekly discussions, we do rituals, I have no idea. I just lost my bit, but you should totally join the server. It's really fun. And it is February 3rd. Like, do you have a calendar yet? I know a lot of people are still shopping for one because they're like, oh shit, like January just flew by, right? If you haven't gotten a 2023 calendar, go check out ours on our website. I think it might be this. Go unrecognized command. No, okay. There we go. And of course we have, I'll just put Discord right here. Here's the Discord link. And yeah, you can get a copy of this book to learn along with us, as well as the link to the notes that you can put your own notes in as well, etc. So, and also go through, if you're catching up, you can go through what we thought was really important in the notes. And yeah. All right. So we're talking about the pairs of the gods now. The most important, actually I'm going to take a drink before we go on. All right. I don't know why the music went off, but it did, but it's up now, so. All right, so the most important pair of the gods is Zeus Hera, the archetype of the married couple. In the Grove of Olympia, yeah, so one of the things that I noticed when I was reading this section was the idea, and we're going to go through it and talk about it, but it was the idea that each set or pair of gods, and I think frankly each of the gods in general do, but each set of gods, and very clear examples that we're going to be talking about, they kind of pay homage to each other, or like honor each other in their areas, or with they have this kind of like, I don't want to say symbiotic, but like just this connected relationship, and they acknowledge it and honor it in various temples and stuff, which is what we're going to be going over as far as the pairs of the gods. It's really interesting because like I said, we're just going to go through it. So, in the Grove of Zeus Olympia, Hera has the oldest temple, in which a statue of Zeus stands next to the cult image of the goddess. Like, Hera, love you, the oldest temple. I think that probably needs to be double checked, because way early B reminded us and had updated information about this book, where we've just learned new information since this book was published. So okay, so let me see here. Zeus also has his place at the Hera festivals in Argos and Samos, whatever. In historical times, Argos combined the Heraea festival with the festival of Zeus of Nemea, so that Zeus Nemeos, I don't know, and Hera appear side by side as the principal gods. The marital problems of Zeus and Hera, which poets love to describe, mirror the inner tension of the patriarchal order, which continually reaffirms itself through the opposite. I love this, right? So it's basically an allegory for this patriarchy while also having a strong matriarchy. Like Zeus, no one ever says like Zeus or Hera are like weaker than the other. They are really, really powerful. So the patriarchy and this potential matriarchy are bumping heads like all the fucking time, right? And so that is also shown again is what is the allegory for that is that that kind of tension between Zeus and Hera. And a lot of the myths, a lot of these goddesses, a lot of women are very powerful. So we kind of have that interesting, sense where this is in a society where men still are pretty powerful. They're right. So, oh no, I changed my window. Okay. Anyway, so I love that. And then we talk about Apollo and Artemis. They're particularly closely associated with the Greek mind. So, what do I have for Apollo and Artemis? Excuse me. It's getting late. I am tired. I went on a long walk today, so. The grouping was shown in the 6th. Is that the one I copied? Yeah. Shown in the 6th century on the east pediment above the entrance to Apollo's temple at Delphi. And indeed the Delphic, whatever that is, swore by Apollo, Lato, and Artemis. On Delos, the Apollo temple with its monumental gilded image stood next to the Artemision. From the 7th century onward, vase paintings show the meeting of the brother and sister. Blah 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 blah. They are constantly paying homage to each other, right? There's also really the next one. In Carrhae, young girls dance for Artemis, and in Sparta, the boys celebrate the gymnopaedia for Apollo. So we do have this kind of like working together, right? Let's see here. Okay. Where are we? Oh, we go on to Hephaestus and Athena. So Hephaestus and Athena are named together in Homer as the gods of handicrafts, right? They both deal with crafting. Especially since Athena is known as being very wise and knowledgeable. Of course she's going to do a craft here and there. Ooh. But she also is primarily associated with weaving. Strengthen. Here it goes. Athena has a statue in the temple of Hephaestus which overlooks the Agora. And conversely, the ever-burning lamp in the temple of Athenopolis on the Acropolis may be understood as the presence of the fire god. So, yeah, this section right here, it's really interesting that they're both kind of playing tribute to each other and being like, hey, yeah, we work together. Oh, Ares and Aphrodite. I love this. They have a common temple between Argos and Mantinea, as well as one at Lado in Crete. And at Knossos, they have a priest in common. Aphrodite retains some warlike traits from her Near Eastern origins, but the armed Aphrodite remains a rarity among Greeks. We've talked about that. We talked about that in a couple of the Minecraft teams where we were talking about the fact that Aphrodite. Me personally, I'll get up on my high horse on my TED talk or whatever about this, where Aphrodite, everyone's like, oh, the goddess of love and relationships and sexuality or whatever. And I'm like, guys, there's like 8 different kinds of love in Greek, like in ancient Greek stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh. She always gets pigeonholed, right? As that. And there's, on top of that, there's also Aphrodite the warlike. Look, when we talk about Ares, we said he was the passion to the war, right? What has Aphrodite got in her roster of types of love? Passion, right? So her relationship with Ares is developed more as a polarity in accordance with the biosocial whatever. Anyway, so they're on the other sides here. And then The daughter, and here we go, the daughter of Ares and Aphrodite. You know what we're talking about, these two opposite. My favorite word during book club is juxtaposition. You combine these two sides, right? You two sides of the same coin. They have the passion in common that binds the love and the war, or, you know, cooperation, and I don't know. But anyway, so the daughter of Aphrodite and Ares is, of course, Harmonia, which is joining. Which is amazing. And if you didn't know that, it's super cool. So, okay. So we talk about, let me see, that's Demeter. I didn't think I had anything for that. So here we go again. It's a little like adult rated, but here we go. We talk about these couplings of what they have in common, or, you know, the opposite sides of the coin. So the coming together of Hermes and Aphrodite appears not as an opposition, but as a natural complement. So if you don't know something about Hermes, is that back in ancient Greece, when the roads, they would have like the crossroads. Obviously, Hecate is one of the goddess of crossroads, but also at the crossroads you would see what was called a herm. We have them actually in the Minecraft streams. If you want to check it out tomorrow morning, we're just going to start streaming at like 9 a.m. and we're going to, anyway, so the herms are basically statues, or they could just be a couple blocks with a head, you know, a carved head on it. They always had like a head, but most of the time they had a head, but regardless of anything else, whether it had like a full body, a full statue, a head, or whatever, there was what was representation of a dick. And so what people would do is, on your travels, you would touch the dick for good luck. Okay, so that's what they're talking about, the phallus figure. You know, they're that. So the phallus figure and the naked goddess. Common cults of Hermes and Aphrodite are attested in a number of places, such as, for example, the shrine next to the Hera's temple on Samos. So we have that thing that complements each other again. Okay, so we're talking about Aphrodite, Athena, and Artemis. We all know the story with that. They're basically like, actually, that was it. That was all we were supposed to read. So, we got through that pretty fast. Yeah. So, okay, we're going to be doing Old and Young. Oh my gosh, my caps are on. Yeah, I knew this section was long. Old and Young, and that's gonna go to page 320. Where were we? So we're gonna finish off this section next time, and we're gonna do, let's see here, what is it? Section 2, Rhythm and Festivals, Festival Calendars. Awesome, and we're gonna start section 2 of chapter 5. Well, thank you everyone for joining. I know this one was a short one. We just like ran through it. It's a lot more fun when other people join and we can like chat and stuff, because then we can have other people's thoughts. But I do love going through these. It's so much fun, and I've learned so much from this book. So make sure that anyone can join the book club at any time. You know, you're welcome to look through the notes to catch up, and like I said, we have the PDF available. And let's see, we're also gonna be doing our Minecraft stream tomorrow, so make sure to come join us at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and we'll see you there. May the